Hello, hello. If I did this right, I remembered to unmute my microphone and you all can hear me right now. Hello, chat. How are we doing? Sleep is an illusion much like ALS. ALS is a very real illusion because it's not even in this list. I still don't believe in that card in this current metagame. ALS might get better, who knows? Yeah, I mean, if new Kasai does end up actually playing Blood on her hands, I think there's a very real world where we do play ALS in the new meta. Just because, like, you know, eating all of their copper just means that they're set back so much in terms of resources that you actually are getting something out of taking a turn off, right? I'm doing very well, Scott. Thank you for asking. Well, so I did not play Prism at the Realm 10K, unfortunately. Kind of disappointed in myself. I had brought the deck to that event. I told myself I wanted to play it. It wasn't a rated event. And the night before, one of my friends talked me out of it. I ended up playing Azalea. I think that was like the safe choice for me. It's the deck I have the most reps on after Icelander. Hello, Joshua. Welcome. Randall. Wrong ALS, Randall. Wrong ALS. On figments, fabric has protection and erudition is in 95% and 92% of all decks respectively. Yeah, that sounds about right, Z. I just think those are just definitely the two best figments. I think the conversation after those two is interesting. So I currently have 6 in this list. While I was at the 10K not playing Prism, Lucas Oswald from the Runaways was. Mad respect to you, Lucas. I thought it was really cool to see your deck and the differences that we had in between it. I got quite a few conversations in with Lucas in terms of like, why does he like specific cards? Why does he not like specific cards? And I really walked away from that with some informed deck building. By the way, before I go any farther, chat, how is audio doing? Is music too loud? Am I too quiet? But we came away from that conversation with a couple of conclusions. We both agreed 4 figments is too few. I'm going to go on the extreme side of that and try full on 6 tonight. Just because like I kept playing games into Fi and I kept running out of figments, and you can kind of keep up with Fi's value game plan if you're just drawing a D-react every herald that hits. But if you run out, you really start falling behind really quickly. And so I want to push to the extreme. I think 7 is definitely too many. We're gonna try 6 tonight. We're gonna see how that goes. ALS, what about dealing with Reinhardt and Levi? Well, I think those are 2 matchups where ALS is especially dangerous in for the Prism, because if they roll Scabs and Leathers and hit a 4, then our ALS was we discarded 3 cards for essentially no reason, right? Been playing lists from last stream a lot. Cut Miraging for Ravages, still in Phantasmaclasm. Yeah, Zachary. So I definitely think of the cute stuff, the things that I cut, and we can take a look at the revised list here. Put in 6 figments, and we just cut. So the first thing we did was we moved all of our yellow auras into the sideboard, and because of that, I'm switching to full Merciful. The one Merciful I had, I loved it every time I drew it, especially because it's a guaranteed soul. And it generates a surprising amount of arcane damage. So I was finding it to be more relevant than Parable in the Iris matchups. And I was never, ever, ever wanting to play these auras, any of them, Parable or Ode, in the aggro matchup. So a swap to Figments keeps our yellow no-block ratios the same, while still offering us this entire aura package in the sideboard. I helped make room for that by cutting Silent Stilettos with Icelander gone. I think our matchup into Kano is just fine with Arcane Barrier 1, Spell Void 2, because a Herald will hit at some point, and once it does, we just have Spell Void 4 sitting on the battlefield at all times. And Kano, we play Luminaris into Kano, and what that means is we throw 1 Herald at Kano, we still have 2 cards in hand that are presumably blues. And Kano right then has to commit to either taking the turn off, blocking out on the turn, or trying to pop off. Because Kano can't block 2 cards on an opening Herald and kill us when we send the second Herald. Not typically, at least. So that's where I kind of made space for some of these changes. Other than that, it's just cutting the cute stuff, which was Miraging Metamorph. I kind of expressed this in my last stream. I was just kind of unhappy with that card in both configurations. Now, Tunic for a vanilla 7 and against our aggro opponents is incredible. But, I mean, honestly, the rate that we're getting on some of these Heralds is also really, really good. And the fact that Miraging never has Go again, I was finding it to be kind of awkward when we were playing aggro. And with Iris in particular, I never had turn cycles where I wanted to play Miraging, because it was a 1 cost, so I wanted to save my Tunic to play my yellow auras, and I wanted to end chains by playing blue auras, so it just never really fit into the game plan, even though it is theoretically a good card in the game plan. So that was cut to put Ravages back in. And then the last cards is I cut Fate Foreseen for more red heralds, just I always want to be playing a red herald every single turn, and with more figments, it's kind of like we have more D-reacts in the deck. And then I've tried Clasm just to like really push in terms of extremes. What happens when we play essentially every red herald? So we're playing 17 out of 18. I don't have the third tenacity in. I very much could see this slot being rededicated to Phantasmaclasm. We'll find out. We'll see if I miss it much tonight. All right, that's kind of like my thought process behind changing the deck at least. I need to catch up on chat because y'all are going crazy. Merciful is amazing. The free figment when they pop is underrated. Yeah, that's also extremely true. Extremely true. Swinging heralds in popper matchups when you have a merciful out means that you're guaranteed the tutor no matter what. Well, I guess they can full block it, but you're also very happy if they do that, right? How to use Figment of War. So my primary intention for Figment of War Celis is if I have a double herald hand, and the second herald is either Tenacity or Wartune Herald, because these the Courage token on them will pump these up to breakpoints, which is just always what this deck wants to be doing, essentially. If it's like one of our last Figments left and we haven't found a good breakpoint scenario, I'll just throw it on a Ravages or Protection. Just getting the one value out of it is important. But we're going to try to save it for scenarios where we can push a follow-up attack to a breakpoint. Or even just like, you know, even if we're not doing go again on that turn, just like fetch Figment of War because the Courage doesn't go away, and then Arsenal and Tenacity for the next turn cycle. We're looking for play patterns where we can get a breakpoint out of the Courage is the TLDR. Metamorph should be side then? I mean, like, if there was room in the deck for it, I would play it because I like it better than Red Heralds into the Aura matchups. But there's just no space in the deck. We're already so tight on spots to fit both of these game plans in. Other than the Titan Stilettos, the equipment hasn't changed. You can see the cards that I had in are now in the maybe board, although, yeah. I have a feeling this will come back in. We'll find out. Just, can you imagine, okay, imagine this. Courage token, Phantasmaclasm for 10. That sounds pretty nice. But, I've blabbed enough. Let's get some games in. For me personally, 3 of the Red Heralds should be Yellow Triumph. It's been so annoying to the aggro decks with limited poppers. I can totally see that, Z. I fully agree that Red Tenacity is pretty weak compared to all of the other Heralds. And I think Rebirth is already a tier below like Protection, Ravages, Triumph, and Wartune. So I think these 2 slots in particular, I didn't know that you could do that with cards on February. Look at that. How did I do that? Well, can't replicate. I think these 2 slots in particular are very flexible. And they very well could be Yellow Triumph or Phantasmaclasm. Trying Prism a lot and brain is fried every time, so you learn basic play patterns. It is what a first deck to pick. I love it though. I think Prism was my first like real CC deck as well. I don't have this deck favorited on Talishar actually, but we're going to do that. Classic Constructed, Public. I might swap to Undo CC at some point, just depending on the vibes of the games in Classic Constructed. We'll see. We'll see. Are we not playing Erudition? I'm severely underwhelmed with Erudition in New Prism. Yours was Dash. I'm your old Scott. I mean, Azalea. Okay, well, this is an Iris matchup. Well, this is a weird matchup. I do want to go second. This matchup is very, very bizarre because both of our strategies are good in Azalea. I think in general, unless she's playing 9 bolt and shot, which we've seen some of the Azaleas move away from 9 bolt and shot, like Brody's 20k winning list, Azalea really struggles with go again where the second attack is smaller, which means that she really struggles to clear auras in a meaningful way. So I'm going to err on the side of playing Spectra into her, but I think you can very much play Heralds and it'll be just fine. What am I cutting? So I want to leave a non-zero number of figments in. I think they're actually good in this matchup. Judgment doesn't do anything. War is just our worst figment. Yeah, Risto, I love this deck. I think it's a blast, although it is pretty difficult to play, so I think you will have a lot of fun. Soul Shield is... I momentarily had it out. It's back in the list now. I think it will be very good in this matchup. Let's see... It's just... Rebirth is our next weakest card. And then it's Ravages. We still need 2 more cuts? All of our cards are so good. It's like Protection next? It's either Protection or Triumph. You can take Michelle's heals from your cold dead hands. It's either Protection or Triumph. Azalea has 4 to 6 poppers usually. We probably just want to play around those. I think we'll have a fine time blocking Heralds anyways. Azalea, you beat in the brawl, you were on Iris, so you'll agree there. If we can block 9... They're Azaleaing into a buff, and they're just passing? Interesting. So I actually think I'm going to crack Mage Master Boots here, just because I can't have a turn that is just shimmers. Oh, actually, you know what we can do here? We can crack Halo, go get our Figment of Ravages, shoot ourselves, turn our Wave of Reality into a Spectral Shield, swing Spectral Shield, play Shimmers of Silver. Why'd you choose to go second if we're on Iris? That's a great question, Zachary. I completely blanked. We definitely should have chosen Dagon first to develop double aura. Let's get spicy though. Oh my god, we drew into the double aura. Look at this though. So we have the Spectral Shield. We get to swing Shield. We get to crack Mage Master Boots because we drew into the second blue aura, which admittedly is extremely lucky. And we get to drop a double aura turn. Never punished. Never punished. Hand straight. We did miss a counter on an aura. But I would have wanted the counter on Passing Mirage. And I wouldn't have had a way to do that, because I couldn't give Shimmers Go again and play Passing and swing it. This is Deadeye Dominate? That's disgusting. Do they pay for the aim counter? It does have the aim counter. So we're going to have to flip Ravages as a D-react here. Why didn't you pick Erudition or Protection now instead of Ravages, given you did draw the second aura? Great question, Rocky. Yeah, I'm not sure. I suppose that erudition to ponder would have been acceptable. Hey, welcome, Martin. Rav, flip, rav. The cool play is better than the correct play. Z gets it. We're playing a light illusionist. We have to be in style. Ew. That's so mean. At least I have a reasonable attack in my graveyard. Alright, well that was unfortunate. This doesn't have Phantasm though. That was an incredibly good turn from that Azalea, by the way. I will try to ponder an arsenal here. So I want to flip it, because I have 2 resources. I don't think this flip is worth it. Probably. Yeah, probably not. I'm fine throwing that in arsenal. Rav pre-med is quite disgusting. So I thought it was too high for the flip, yeah. This blue Triumph in Arsenal isn't bad. This makes a ponder on hit. They still have Death Dealer, but we have Passing Mirage out. So I wonder if it's just like OP battering above average. This is a very hot start for Azalea for sure. Wonder if it's like give 3 on our turn, we can throw Triumph and develop this Merciful. It's not an awful line, we just need to commit to the board because we only have 1 aura out right now. Signo Destroy is fine. Yeah, the inertia is fine. I wasn't planning on having Arsenal this turn cycle anyways. This is a massive arrow. Should be streaming this on Twitch too. I should, you're right, Damon. I'm lazy. And I just haven't bothered to learn how to stream on Twitch yet. Or to do the simul stream, I mean. We'll just grab protection, play this out. And pass. Our next turn is probably going to be pitch a blue to flip and swing Erudition off of Tunic. Kinda just feels like I'm getting stuck playing Herald game plan into this though so far. Give me a nudge if you need a hand while streaming. Thank you, Scott. I might hit you up with that. We cited out Courage, Celis, just because we didn't want too many figments when we're playing Iris. This is a billion tall. I might just be dead. Where's my soul shields? This is on hit reload as well. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. Because these are weapons, so they'll only swing 3 next turn after the frailty. Yeah, I think we're just dead. This Azalea has been running incredibly hot. I mean, it was the dominated bolt and shot Rav Codex into Giant Remorseless into another Codex. I mean, I just don't think we win these games. She goes fast, yes, but I mean, like, this doesn't happen every time. You win on Herald Plan? Do you think so, Mike? I guess there's been 2 turn cycles now where I would have been able to use Luminaris. Maybe we are just supposed to play Heralds and Azalea. I'm not sure. I haven't really played the matchup much. We're under Seek and Destroy. So this protection's just going away. It does seem like Azalea might just be too fast for the aura development. I don't know. I would love to pad out my life total though, so I am going to trigger Aegis on this swing. If you aren't playing 9+ reacts like Heralds 2, I just don't think there's room for 90 reacts in the list. Pew, pew, pew. We get two more Arcane here, which is beyond hilarious. But fatigue is consistent if you have the slots available. I'm not sure about that, Prez. Have you seen an Azalea pitch stack or bolt and shot combo? It is a sight to behold. Dear God, 13. If they have the 3rd Codex in hand, I just give up. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can't save Aegis, so instead we have... Have you seen an ALS on top of this stack? That's true, Prez. This is one of the few matchups where ALS is good. I will concede that. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Damn, now we did because out of soul. I don't think we're out of the stream yet, Z. Hey, welcome. Welcome, welcome, Devin. Oh, maybe we're dead. But this Azalea has gone empty here. There's always a chance that they whiff their next hand. It's kind of like our out at this point. They didn't whiff. Every game I've played on either side of this matchup has come down to ALS. Excuse me, sorry. I mean, I see that ALS is a very useful card against a hero that goes tall like this, but I'm not actually convinced it is the only way to win this matchup. That said, we are super dead. GG's opponent. Yeah, I think Heralds would have been better here. I would love to offer my opponent a rematch and see if we can try out that different plan. Come on opponent, you know you want to. Come on, Dead Moose. Is the list you've been working on, or is it close to what Lucas played at the Realm? So I've been working on this list personally a lot, Devin, and then I changed a few cards after I talked with Lucas at the Realm, but I think going into that event, his lists and mine were pretty similar. I think we were like 6 or 7 cards off. How did the Soul Shield work out for you versus Fate Foreseen? So I've put the Soul Shields back in over the Fates. I don't think our opponent is interested in rematching, so we're going to head back to the main menu. I have yet to draw them. They would have been very useful in that game. I just have been sold on... Okay, Kano's water bottle. What a great name. Northern gloves. Do we need, like, Merciful's better than the Sink here? Oh no, we went Genesis. Are we kidding? Flicker Trick Truther. I can see a world where Flicker Trick was good. Soul Shield also does nothing here, so we'll play Merciful instead. I can see a world where Flicker Trick was good in Alexi. You don't play Fab anymore, Devin? Come on. You're so good at this game. Yeah, this is the deck. Like, we can play more blues, but we don't have a way to swing them, so this is fine. You like Celestial Fury and Azalea? Yeah, I think I learned that the hard way, Alex. Because that game was pretty painful. We just didn't have the breathing room to develop auras and swing them. Which makes sense. I guess Azalea is a much faster deck than I remember her being. Banish Prod, Tome from Hand. They're trying to burn us out fast because they're playing Spellfire Cloak. You totally should come back, Devin. But understandable. I'm glad that you're still coming and hanging out, though. Yellow Spindle. Oh, this is like a turbo list. I'll pitch one. I don't want to use Spell Void. Alright, this Kano is going to get one good opt this game. Top is scary. Although it might just be like 3 blues and or 2 blues and a high quality red. Draw blue, nailed it. We're so good at this game. Alright. And now the entire burden is on the Kano to pop off right now or essentially lose the game. Mm-hmm. I can see worlds where Kano wins against us. It's not many worlds, though. I can't add Warmongers because it's too expensive. Well, Z, what if I told you this list doesn't play Warmongers? Also, me gets 8 Marvel Figments. I definitely don't know what that's like or anything. Triple Blazing, that's how he wins. I mean, even just like a solid Wildfire. Oh my god, we're already going for it. Alright, well, does this Kano understand that I have Halo Spell Void too? You've lost this match with Kano, it was not a great time. I mean, that's most losses to Kano, right? Wildfire already? Yeah, we found it. The follow-up is a joke, though. I am extremely happy to crack my Halo here. We can even get Judgment and flip the Flare face down. So they're down an extra card. Sad you missed to get your chance to get Coldfoil Genesis at the Brawl, though. I did actually manage to pick one of those up from the Green Tree booth. I was very happy about it. And they concede. Yeah, that's about how that matchup goes. This is one of the strange matchups where Figment of Judgment is really good because they banish a bunch of cards, trying to set up their Wildfire combo, and then when they pull the trigger and play their Wildfire, you can turn one of their cards in banished face down. Because the Wildfire hasn't resolved yet, if they want to instant it, it won't have the damage buff from Wildfire, and so Judgment actually ends up saving a lot of damage on that combo turn in that way. So note that, it's not just for ninjas to turn Katsu combos off. Easy clap. Talishar doesn't give them a window to flare in response. That's a bit upsetting. So when my... let me double check. What's the exact wording on a Figment? When this enters the arena. Yeah, our opponent probably just didn't have always hold priority turned on. But you're right. Theoretically, they should have an instant speed window to respond, I think. Because the trigger to flip face down is a different trigger than the Halo resolving ability. If these Majin Bays and Peter B's keep bringing Kano, we have to know the lines. The lines are very simple. You just win. Is E-Strike good for any Prism build? I mean, E-Strike is one of those cards where, like, it's never going to be bad, right? I think that to make up for the life deficit in Prism, though, you just you're so heavily incentivized. Got the mirror, okay? Well, we know what we do in the mirror. We play auras, and we are very patient. Ravages lets us do shenanigans. War is bad. Triumph is mess. We're going to play these 3 Figments. And then we're going to start cutting heralds. Where's the worst one? Hello. Soul Shield's just like kind of fine. It's free soul. Covers up a herald pretty well. This is next worst. Protection is one of our better ones. Actually, our opponent's unlikely to have poppers. No, we still want to play Triumph over Ravages, this just in case. Oh boy, the mirror. But yeah, I think Prism is just too synergy oriented to where, like, E-Strike always being a slightly above rate card doesn't do enough when you have 2 card 7s that threaten like 4 or 5 value on hit. Oh, I forgot to select Mage Master Boots and Iris. Well, this stream's over. It's just like actually not worth playing this out. I'm gonna ask if my opponent is cool with me conceding and us rematching because the stream's like straight up not worth playing. Rematch time. They went first, so I'll choose the same. They chose to go first, so I'll choose the same thing this time, so I'll go second. But I'm gonna be very careful to choose the correct equipment because it's so important. It is literally the entire game plan. Ravages, protection, erudition. Take out the bad cards, and by bad cards I mean some of our best cards. Alright, let's try that again. You ever done that in real life? I don't think I've ever done that in real life, Scott. Well, this hand is a load of nothing. Yeah, that's that's a very good start. Oh god, am I supposed to Halo here to go get my Ravages so I can start the game with a weapon? You beat Eviscerate with AB once, not by choice. I think I am. I think I'm supposed to... This is so dumb. But I need to have a real play on turn 1. Go for protection? Yeah, that's the smarter play, isn't it? I'm silly. Not Ravages. Yeah, I got too tunnel visioned on the play from the prior game. It's fine. We just missed 2 points of value. I can't. No. We got to restart to this turn. Because you're totally right, chat. There's no reason to not get protection there. There's like actual, factual, no reason to not get protection here. No reason to flip. Drawing a second aura. That is also acceptable. We call that fancy play syndrome. Yeah, for real start, right? This is dangerous though. I can't really swing my special shield at their well, I can swing special shield at Genesis. They can pop it with Ravages. No, they can't because I have wave up. So this is just always safe. Do I want to play this Pierce first? The protection is never having go again. Oh, so it's special at face, protection at Genesis. Arsenal Pierce Reality. I am a wizard player. I get fancy play syndrome all the time. I think that's like the leading cause of death in Icelanders, actually. Alright, enjoy your special shield, opponent. Oh, yeah. And then we'll go to Arsenal. Hopefully we can set up... You gotta be kidding me! Alright, well, I can't do anything about that. They can get Ravages to pop the shield even though it's targeting Spectra. They could, Devin, but we have Wave of Reality up, so we're safe from One Arcane. But really what I was concerned about was how are we going too wide on the turn? So they have another Genesis, okay. That must be nice. Yeah, this is a painful start for us. They didn't draw into a blue. We're just gonna have to play very patiently. Old Prism mirror flashbacks, yeah, pretty much. Come on. Well, the good news is, like, there is no good news. Hi, hello, I'm sorry. Our opponent had 2 spectral shields, correct? So why couldn't I wave and then the non-attacking spectral? I am confused. I don't think that's how that works. Iris mirrors really are a different breed. Alright, well this turn isn't a disaster. Right, he did 2 damage, but it's 2 triggers, and I have Wave of Reality. So Wave pops on 1 damage, and then Wave makes a Spectral Shield, which isn't attacking. I'm confused where that Spectral Shield went. Drew into the Genesis. Titan Shield popping Resolution Step bestow again. That's correct. I don't think we were in Resolution Step, though. I think our opponent did it beforehand. Does the Wave Reality create... Yeah, I think that's a talishar thing. I definitely should have a Spectral Shield, because I had a shield and a functional ward 2, and 2 damage was thrown at me. I'm supposed to be blocking this, aren't I? That's fine. It's whatever. Oh my god, we're so behind. Tunic, Mage Master, Haze Bending is a reasonable start. I'm really tilted I don't have a shield here though. I just have to kill this Genesis, it's giving you so much value. Ugh. What a snowball this game has been from literal turn 0. Maybe I'm supposed to overpitch here. Did you hit report bug there? I didn't. It's whatever. This sounds atrocious. Come on. Imagine drawing an instant aura. What's that like? We've only got 6 in the deck. We actually don't want to draw one right now though, because Tunic isn't up. I also maybe was not supposed to crack Mage Masters there because I didn't actually have a double aura turn. Our opponent is flooded on yellows though. They're also not committing. I'm gonna sink this other sink. That's much better. We're just clearing their merciful, right? Pitch to Genesis, the pitch to Parable. They're playing all of the auras. But I'm only taking 1 here. We have a billion soul is another real issue, and we have 1. Yeah, I mean, I think they just won the value game on turn 0, and we haven't had a good double aura hand to catch up. Yeah, I mean, Tome is quite good here. Well, it was okay. I don't feel like I'm really back in this game, but I'm trying. So then there would be that many Dromais at tournaments, which was the main argument for not bringing Prism. I am shocked there wasn't more Ninja at the Realm. I thought Ninja was pretty well positioned in the meta. I mean, yeah, I don't know. So as long as those ninjas aren't resurging, I think Dromai will be in... Oh my god. like, this is... It's trying to strange. This is annoying to claw back from. Sorry, I'll get back to that statement real fast. But, like, her opponent isn't doing anything. They keep pitching their whole hand to put, like, one aura on the board. So I'm not too afraid of just being able to catch up eventually. They have had an impressive start for sure. And like they're just playing a haze bend in here, yeah. I mean, I just have to swing at the ALS. Then again, there will also be more Boltons. Yeah, Bolton is an incredibly hard matchup for this deck. We just want to draw into more auras, so we're going to do it like this. I'm so dead. So dead. They have like no blues in their deck though. Which is our only hope. They're just pretty inefficient at swinging their auras. If they throw something big this turn, there's a very high chance I soul shield it to develop a second soul. Oh, they're trying to loop us. I mean, if they draw the ALS, they draw the ALS. We will see. They've got exactly, yeah, all right, they have the loop. We'll give it like a turn or two. Man, they drew in a second ALS. Third ALS, right? Second. We'll give it a turn or two because there's a world where they don't draw enough resources to keep it alive. But we almost assuredly are just locked out of the game here. So if you're unfamiliar with the loop chat, now their opponent has Avalon and has a ton of soul. Oh, but they don't have a Genesis. They don't have a way to restock soul. So we're only stuck in this for a few turns. They're really indecisive about who they want to target with this Avalon. It's pretty funny. Yeah. They don't have Genesis, so we're not dead. It's just they're gonna have an arbitrary amount of soul. No, they're gonna have an arbitrary amount of spectral shields. Talishar is bugged and Avalon doesn't banish properly. Oh, that's wonderful. So they're gonna get to do this forever, even though they shouldn't be able to. Love that. That's so sick. So they started the turn with 5 soul. Yeah, they still have 5. Alright, well, that is beyond frustrating. Because I would love to play this game out. Oh, they have a haze bending. So they are generating a spectral shield every turn that they do this. Yeah, but if it's bugged and this isn't actually banishing, it means that our opponent's going to do this forever and think that's what they're supposed to do. This happened similarly, or a related bug happened in my prior Prism stream, right? We were playing against that Dio. We didn't realize that Victoria wasn't banishing cards from Soul, and so I got an extra turn of -1 power on their attacks that I shouldn't have had. Hey, Hey chat, remember how we're playing yellow auras? Because we haven't seen them yet. It's turn 7. It's pretty wild. Spectral procession for 40? That would be an interesting one for sure. I think the issue is they didn't have enough resources to play the ALS and swing Avalon. Okay, well then. We have a game here. Must be playing Iris Stromi with the amount of yellow auras you've seen. I know, right? Alright, so our turn is swing Haze Bending at Avalon. They play ALS, swing at ALS. We're not going to be able to use this card in this turn cycle. Or would we rather have a Triumph in our second cycle and give up this here? And that's why you don't ALS loop for a cycle. Yeah, I thought it was very premature to pull it off. Did someone say Iris Stromi? Strahd, you and Devin would get along just fine. Y'all are both avid Iris Stromi enjoyers. Alright, kill their Avalon. Oh, we should have kept the yellow war tune so that we could triple swing this turn. That is a play mistake on my part. We're gonna take 1 billion damage from this Merciful Retribution. Or we're gonna take exactly 1. That's not what I was trying to do. I don't know what I meant by triple swing earlier. We don't have multiple auras on the board. Anyways, you ever seen someone fatigue a Prism before? Because that's essentially what we're doing right now. I have no plan. I am here to fatigue my opponent, question mark. It's going to be hard with 6 Spectral Shields. Sure. Hey, they found one of their blues. This is so rare in their deck. We drew a Figment, but we can sink it away. I've been fatigued as Prism. Does that count? That does count. They're just targeting our haste bending? Interesting. Iris Mirror's go to fatigue if someone doesn't hold a snowball. Yep. I mean, I think we're well on our way. Hold on. We ought to overpitch this Figment away in the top of the turn. Our opponent is 1 more Merciful left as well. Alright, and then we're killing Haze Bending? Yeah, we're killing Haze Bending. If our opponent ever draws blues, we're dead. Because they can swing out. But they haven't drawn a blue yet, so we just haven't died. It's kind of strange. Here's Mage Masters giving a Shimmer's go again. Nailed it. 1 shield and a dream. The dream is not looking great right now. Pitching an Ode seems unwise in this board state, but maybe they just don't have resources in hand. Yeah, they just have way too many yellows in their deck. Why'd you put in the yellow auras from the sideboard? Because we're trying to play auras. We just can't draw them for some reason. They have one card left in hand. It needs to be a blue for them to swing again. They've pitched 2 yellows so far. I would suspect they would play Ode, not Shimmers, if they had double blue. I really don't want to give up Tunic here. Yes. Yeah. I mean, we're just going to lose our shield. It's whatever. Sinking this Figment. Nailed it. I'm pretty sure I put the auras in my deck. I mean, we've seen the blue aura, sideboard auras are in. I don't know, y'all can rewind easier than I can. Did I forget to put the yellow auras in? There's no shot. Because I haven't drawn my red heralds. My other red heralds. They have yet another aura. I have no auras. This is a problem. Kill Shimmers. We are simply giving our opponent a chance. Yes. Hey, yellow aura. Touch too late, but it will let us develop a double two. It'll let us put 2 auras on the board this turn cycle. And still kill our opponent's stuff. So this is actually not a bad place to be in. Okay, I'm glad that we got them in. I'm just not interested in blocking this turn cycle. I have things I need to be setting up. This snowball has been really painful though. So basically they're flipping their protection. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because they're going to start just generating a billion special shields. Opponent keeps 1 card in hand. It's going to be a hard one. Yeah. I just don't have many choices right now. So this is going to be Genesis. We're going to Ensoul the red War Tune on our turn. Hope to draw into a second blue. Excuse me. If we do, then we're really cooking. Oh yeah, okay. So here we get to what? Genesis kill their Aegis. And then Spectral Shield kill their Parable of Humility. Aegis has to die for sure. Because otherwise they just are getting 8 Spectral Shields for free. And then this is throwing, I think it's just throwing at Parable. Because it's a 5 power weapon. Alright, alright. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. They're attacking us. That's okay. Pierce Reality is pretty scary here too, now that they can herald to finish the game. Yeah, I mean, passing is the only one I really don't care about, but the fact that they just have 5 shields, we're pretty far behind. It's never efficient for me to block this. And then they swing at the last one. They found all their blues. Oh yeah, we're just dead. We are dead. Couldn't dance around the snowball. Those games are always unfortunate. Like, I could have blocked with my last pass Mirage, but then I have no lethal plays on my next turn. That game was kind of over on turn 0, and it just took 11 turns to realize it. But that's what happens in the mirror, especially when you misplay like I do. Our draws were not fantastic. I would have liked to see a yellow aura at any relevant point in the game. By the time they came, we were way, way, way too dead. We did, like, kind of survive an ALS loop, although our opponent didn't really get anything out of it. But it happens. As long as we don't play into Dromai. And now that I've said that, we will match into Dromai next. I don't know, Strahd. I kind of feel like a C-tier player sometimes. That joke works on multiple levels. Don't laugh at the Dromai. The more that you think it's funny, the more likely it is to happen. I really don't want it to happen. I kind of wish I had another Azalea, though, to play Luminaris into. Because I just assumed that, like, oh yeah, they can't go wide easily, so Iris is the play. But I hadn't considered that that deck is just, like, blazing fast yet. A meta. It's a meta joke, Strahd. It's even better than a meta joke. Yeah, I've got Prism, I've got Teklevosen, all the C-tier decks. There is a real issue, though, which is, like, Arachne is good now. Prism is getting spoilers on Saturday. 2 spoilers, right? Did someone say they were looking for an Azalea? Yeah, sure, Levi, come beat me up. It'll be embarrassing in a fun way. Packed a lot of Spears of Seriality. It's not a bad idea to kill dragons. But, like, give me a link. All right, hold on. Pinged you in the team Discord. Yeah, that is a real issue with Teklevosen. That deck is like 70% Majestics or whatever. What about Art of War in Prism? What does Art of War do for us? Like, the Go again is real. Let's go second. We're going to play Luminaris this time. So that means we just don't want any of these cards? Yeah, we're just playing our default 60. Teklo is rough. He has some bad matchups, but I think with the new Arachne specialization, coercive tendencies, there's just, like, no really bad decks anymore. Did I click no? Cool. I don't know if Bat is bad because of Spectra. Well, there is Riptide. No, Riptide's a good deck. You go play a couple of games of Fi into Riptide, and it's like, oh my god, Riptide's actually a real deck. One of my teammates is going hard on Tekla right now. I'm eager to see something. I think Tekla is, like, unironically fine. Oh, the on-hit effect sleeve mirror. I've never seen this one before. Ew. Well, this is an atrocious hand to open with. There's a world where we have to discard this Figment of Judgment to this Battering Bolt, which is beyond hilarious. Nope, they're passing the turn. That's fine. I don't want to play with fire. We're just going to start with a Rebirth. he doesn't block out, we will just fetch an angel, awaken it, and swing it. This is an atrocious hand. Seems to be something we're saying a lot, lol. Well, I mean, that's what happens when you have a deck where you can draw half the deck wrong. And we actively don't want to draw 6 cards in the deck, but... just choosing to block 9. Sure. We don't want to arsenal either of these cards, so we can just give go again and play this passing. Your turn, Levi. Empyrean is so good in this matchup. Yeah, this is a matchup where Empyrean is quite good in. What's up, Levi? What's the sick value? What did I miss? Empyrean is very good in this matchup. I think there's just few matchups where it is good in, so I don't have it in the list right now as a result. Why passing over attacking for 5? Could we attack for 5? Oh, is that another herald? Am I just dumb? Yeah, I am. Sometimes you don't remember that you can attack with blue heralds. Yeah, we were short, right? Sure, you know that I have a bunch of heralds in my hand. Empyrean is good in some herald matchups. I don't love it versus the ninjas because they have so many little pieces of attacks. I wish Tunic was up. Yeah, it was. We were a resource short. Otherwise, I would have loved to double herald last turn. That would have been excellent. Give this go again. What are we getting here? We can't swing this turn. We're resource short of awakening and swinging. He didn't block. So it's probably just like Erudition, Awaken to get 4 value out of this Fortune Herald. And then pass and hope that our Ponder is good. I don't hate it. It's not great, but it's not bad. Yeah, it's a pretty good Ponder. I'm happy with that. Bullseye Bracers at Soraya, sure. I mean, if I'm trading a random blue in my hand for our Azalea opponent's Bullseye Bracers, I feel pretty happy about that. We've got this Soul Shield here, so we have some insulation on this turn. Hey, thank you, Peter. Stream's doing okay so far. We're 1 and 2, but we are having a blast. Last arrow, it's a good one. This is for 8. We have 7 block on the board. No cheeky second to kill your angel and fizzle the... I guess that could have been the play, like pitching Soul Shield to fetch Sacrum. Or Triumph Figment to save Soraya. Oh, I'm so bad at using Halo. Y'all are right. There were probably multiple lines there that could have been good. But now it looks like... What? Soul Shield plus... We don't want to give up Tunic. Guess we'd have to snaps. It still would have hit, right? It's just that Soraya would have been alive. Killing Soraya means that their turn's over, though. I think which strands them with 2 cards in hand is probably better. What are we doing here? Oh, it would have lost Go again. You're right. Just its power wouldn't have been greater than base. Yeah, I'm just quite bad at using Halo. I appreciate y'all in the chat, though, pointing out these lines. We're gonna, for the sake of playing the game optimally, we're going to try that. We're gonna take the better line. Okay, so let's have a huddle. So y'all are thinking pitch Soul Shield to Halo, fetch Victoria. Or are we pitching a blue? We're pitching a blue because Tunic will be up, so we can still Ravages plus War Tune. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna Halo, pitch a blue, keep the Soul Shield, gives you 2 floating for the next arrow. Yeah. We're gonna load this red Ravages because we want a blue on our turn for this War Tune. We're gonna get Triumph. So this attack doesn't have Go again or reload. We drew into Heart of Fyendel, which is not bad. But it's like just okay. Yeah, so it forces him to burn snaps. But Soraya isn't dead. The real question is what strain targeted here? It's us. This is still awkward. Oh, but because it's... Yeah, so because we fetched Herald Figment of Triumph, we can block this with Soul Shield plus our Spectral Shield. So, wow, what a turnaround this line is compared to if we don't Halo this turn. Thank you all so much, chat, for pointing out that line, because I completely missed it, and it very well could be the game, or the difference in the game. Yeah, I mean, this just looks like swing War Tune Herald, swing Soraya. Seems like a great turn. There's no breakpoint here, but we are threatening some pretty real on hits. We don't have any spare soul. Oh, we do have a spare soul because of the Soul Shield. So yeah, I'm pretty happy swinging Soraya, banishing, and having a good ponder. Soraya first? What does Soraya first get us? Yeah, that's a great... Banish... Ugh. No good draw. Down bracers, snaps, a riddle. All for the price of 1 Halo. It was a very good Halo. Yeah, I guess we can draw into the better attack. That's a good point. Am I flipping on this last card? Probably not. We're just gonna arsenal this War Tune and pass. It's insane the things Azalea can do on a 3-card hand. I think if I have a decent herald already, it would save the Zol. Need it to flip angels. Could go either way, I think. Is this a blind flip? Oh, he's got Tunic and Deathdealer up. That is a nightmare. Never mind. He's doing just fine. He's doing just fine. Yeah, you've got to kill Soraya, right? We'd only go Soraya first if you're missing a good follow-up. Going at me, there is no on-hit. This is just vanilla damage. Got this blue War Tune stuck in Arsenal. Now we Soraya on 1 card. Do we, or do we... Okay, so like we have 2 options here. We can block 9, send 4 is 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we can't swing Soraya and a War Tune off of 2 cards. So if we block 9, send 4, it's 13 value. Or with the banish effect, that's really greedy, right? It's going to 0 soul while we have a figment out. Yeah, I just don't love going to 0 soul when we have a figment out. This is 6, and then we can get 7 is already 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We lose Soraya. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I guess if we're just wanting to protect Soraya, this is like fine. Yeah, alright, well... I just don't love it. I just don't love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just double War Tune 7, 12. This is just so much more value on this line. We have a frailty. We have a frailty. We're gonna meet in the middle, chat. And we're just trying to War Tune off of Tunic. Kind of feels like the best of both worlds. Soraya can get Gogan with Luminaris, correct. Because this can target angels. Angel attacks. Our opponent's holding cards. It's probably smart to get like protection. There's an argument to get war to upgrade this blue in our arsenal, but I don't hate getting protection here. Okay, so they have an arrow in arsenal. They don't have snaps. So he either has to blind this away or, you know... Alright, there's the go again. At Soraya? Yeah. Yeah, Numenar's really isn't that bad of a card. You just have to play blues, which can get awkward sometimes, right? I'll tell you what's awkward is only having one blue in this hand. Seven frailty on hit here. Do we have anything good to rebuy? Just like another rebirth. We haven't seen a popper from our opponent in a while though, so I think I would rather hold the triumph here. So this hand just looks like block 6, send 7. Numi feels pretty nice when the hand lines up. Yeah, Numi is very good when the hand lines up. We're not there, unfortunately, on this hand. We're one resource off. Or, I mean, there's not... The on hit here is this... is only for 4. But we could do, like... take 4 and then attack for 7 into 4, threatening 2 on hits. I don't hate this. Yeah, I don't hate this at all. Hold on. Hold on. We have Passing Mirage out, so it's, we don't need to hold the Triumph here, so we can use Rebirth to rebuy a premium red card like Triumph back into our deck. Alright, so we'll start by attacking like this. We skipped the resolution step because hashtag just talishar things. I guess I'll just do this in reactions. It's whatever. Technically you can Luminaris in the resolution step in response. Yeah, and we can grab our war here and upgrade this back into a 5 power, which is not bad for sure. I mean, our opponent's at 10. We don't exactly have anything that Judgment can do for us in this matchup, so it's just like our worst figment. And we draw another double herald hand. What's not to love? Blue bolt and shot. Alright, so we might take some damage this turn, but as long as they don't have red in the ledger, I feel very good about our odds in this game. By the way, go back and compare this game to... Oh, do we want to... I think we just want to double herald next turn, right? Yeah, because if our opponent goes to 2, they're dead. From our second, we just have a million... Like, I'm probably supposed to try to cover this. But they still have Death Dealer, so the reload isn't really stopping anything. This game fell apart for opponent when they had the greedy bullseye to kill Angel. Yeah, I mean, they did have the Rain Razor, so we're kind of glad we didn't try to block out the bolt and shot. That is not good. Codex? Codex. Yeah, never mind, it's very good. What am I getting? This Herald of Rebirth. It's kind of funny that Rebirth taking red attack action cards out of your graveyard is kind of bad versus Codex of Frailty. Yeah, I'm not panicked about our situation in this game at all. We still get to double red Herald next turn. That's so much damage. We don't get to double red herald next turn. Get a single red. Tunic isn't up, so we can't flip and swing. Yeah, this is the play. It's a pretty good play too. Double ponder. You'll love to see it. Definitely incentivized to play this since we are under Seek and Destroy. It's also just a good card. Oh, you love to see the Pauper wasted on blocking because of Passive Mirage. Oh no, this hand's bad. Hopefully we can draw into a blue. Yeah, pre-med, Tunic load. So we're gonna have an opportunity. We're gonna have an opportunity to draw into a blue here. We're meant to hold the Ravage. Well, we're not holding any card, I should clarify. Oh, nailed it. Alright. Which Herald are we flipping? Which Angel are we flipping? Excuse me. We just have our absolute pick of the litter. I want to save Ravages until our opponent is lower. Triumph, not doing a ton. Like, it's probably -1 on Azalea's attack next turn. Protection is probably just worth the most life right now. In terms of, like, value. Yeah, I think it's just protection. And then we'll Tunic and Swing as well. Absolutely taking the Banish. We still have our bailout with Secum. Hand's great. Finds the arrow on top. That's concerning. It's very good arrow to extend the turn as well. We gotta see a buff though. And we have Dominate Insulation on the board. There's a buff. There's a very good buff. Thank you, Scott. I am having a blast. Although these games are kind of rough. We can just never block this out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We get so close. We get so close. Oh, wait, no, we can. 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He needs the rain to have reload here. Nope. Alright, so that's just Azalea's turn. Because he can't... Death Dealer! He Azalea'd into that. I'm so silly. Wow, what a draw. What a draw. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Levi. Definitely egg on my face that I forgot the Death Dealer hadn't been used that turn. Do we care about this 6 though? Has go again. There's no follow-up. There's a ponder on hit. But also we can throw 7 next turn. 1, go again. Flip, no swing, but that's just like fine. It's frustrating when talishar covers up the opponent's board state like that. Yeah, I mean, you can move the combat chain back and forth, I'm pretty sure, but it is on me to not remember that like Death Dealer wasn't spent yet. This immediately threatens cards from hand. Passing is out, so like can't be popped. I mean, we're gonna... Oh. Thinking about that block again. Yeah, there's the full block. That makes more sense. Sure. We'll go again for fun, question mark. And I have no follow-up. Like, I can awaken one of these. I really want to save for Sechem. Azalea, stop drawing so hot. Here's a board where I don't hate. There's no buff on this yet. Yeah, alright. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna footsteps, pay 1, pitch, take 3 here. It's another 4 into another 4. We know the card on top is a Rav-Rab. So I have 2 options now. Lucia's sort of blame for that UI change. I just like actually don't care about this, right? I'm gonna throw away Bologna to flip. And on my turn, I get to go Enigma, Herald of Triumph with go again into Enigma Chimera GG. So the question is just, do I flip before or after this? And the answer is after. The greedy line is to do after, because then on our turn we can do Triumph into Sechem and trigger the soul ability. So this takes 2 cards, puts them to 5. This puts them to 3. And then takes both of their other cards? No. Yeah. And that's like a confirmed kill, whereas the Enigma Chimera has the chance. Of getting popped on the second swing. Alright. So we can justify this. We can justify this. I will say Luminaris has felt so much better. Ravages for the kill, yeah. Compared to the Iris plan that we tried to do. Sure. So on their turn, they're going to Ravenous Rebel, kill the Sechem. How do you feel in chat? You want another one? I'm kind of liking this matchup. I think it's pretty dynamic. Yeah, let's do a rematch. So I want to see the deck they made in testing that they're absolutely terrified of. I also went to see that deck, Deadpool. I suspect it is straight Luminaris based on what they were talking about in that one interview with Flake on Instant Speed. I think we run it back, right? Like there's not really any wiggle room in the deck. Okay, so here we just get to take their whole hand and still probably leak damage. Yeah, I don't hate it. Numi was working very good that game. Oh, no, I'm silly. We ought to just play this Pierce Reality, because that's like actual value that we can accrue over the course of the game, and arsenal this Red Triumph and feel pretty happy. Yeah. Yeah. Now we get to block with a card and still have a double red herald hand. I don't care about inertia. I also just can't block this efficiently, so I won't, question mark. I mean, I can throw this Triumph in front of it. I'll throw this Enigma Chimera in front of it. It's the worst card. Rain Razor's gross. Alright, we're only down 13 on turn 1. Taking the reload. Nice. Did you find the Dominated Arrow on top? No. But he is this is a very aggressive start. He's doing empty already. I guess we're about to start the game down just 1 billion damage, but this seems dangerous considering the brick hands he can get himself into without an arsenal. So this is just the better lead, right? We can actually ponder around the inertia. Leaving Pierce up is probably GG in the long run. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't kill the Pierce. Yeah, let's just ponder around this inertia. Go War Tune Focus, you're insulating a popper on both attacks. Halo on the War Tune. Interesting, that's a great point, Zachary. Yeah, I guess it's because, yeah, Wow, we're doing 2 figments this turn. I'll also take a protection, thank you very much. Let's just develop Ravages now so that we don't have to worry about getting it out later. Oh, disaster. We can't arsenal this. Will this be available later as a VOD? Always like watching your Prism streams as I'm testing that also. Yes, Solemnite. Solmanite. I do want to skip Arsenal. So sad. All of my streams are available on VODs, as VODs, because that's one of the primary reasons I do YouTube over Twitch, is it saves the VODs forever. So you can just go back to my channel, go to the live tab, and see all of my past streams, actually. Sorry, is this a double? Double premeditate? That's kind of disgusting. Talishar checking if you want to skip Arsenal feels like such a bad manners. Yeah, it's pretty hurtful to just be like, yes, I know I want an Arsenal. There's just no good lines here. Our best line is full block, send War Tune Herald off of Tunic, but this card doesn't block. Can we pitch it to Halo? Does that do anything? Not particularly. think we was trying to have to eat our vegetables, right? So he's trying to get ponders here. Ponders multiple, it's absurd. I'm sure he's going to reload and fire an arrow. Like, we can send a double herald hand off of this turn, off this hand, but neither of them are red. Endless arrow, okay. Well, I found something I am okay using this Figment of War on, and it is blocking out this endless arrow. Erudition. He pondered and left the card on top. We, though, get to send a 1-card 8, which is pretty absurd. Pop. Yeah, it had to happen eventually. Hot side, endless kind of not a big deal when they have 2 ponder. That's true, Zachary, but what was our hand going to do otherwise? Man, I would love to draw a red herald. Any red herald. Let's pull it away from the stream for a bit. Do all 6 figments stay in for most matchups? The 6 figments stay in for matchups where I'm playing Luminaris, just because I never really want to run out of figments. That being said, I definitely feel like I'm drawing them a bit too much, and so I might go back to 5 figments. 6 is a lot. There's another pre-med on this. Okay. It's for 9-12. He's doing his snaps and then bullseye. So we're kind of compelled to pitch this Figment to flip our judgment. Flip our ravages, sorry. Because if we don't, we're going to have to discard this to the battering bolt on hit effect trigger. This is where talishar not working is a bummer. Because theoretically what you should be able to do is block, take 9, in response to the on hit effect, flip Secum, and then have Secum to attack with on our turn. Let me make sure always hold priority is on, but I don't think we're going to get an opportunity to respond to the on hit. So I have to do it the sad way, which is Secum dies right now. Oh, he's going to snap bullseye if the endless hit. Yeah, the old Lexi trick. Not being able to respond to the on hits does, in fact, feel atrocious. You know what I do like though is a 2-card 7. I've heard 2-card 7s are very good. Oh, come on, Levi, stop it. You know what? I do want to gain an action point, and then I'll do nothing with it. Here we can get 7 value out of Footsteps plus Soul Shield. He's also out of poppers, question mark. He has 1 popper left. How big is this arrow gonna be is the question. Just 6? Yeah, we can handle just 6. Rain razors? No. Bullseye bracers. Codex of frailty. There we go. I got there eventually. He chose endless for the snap bullseye trick. Yeah, the snap bullseye trick's gonna work, right? I'll only be able to block 4. Sad. We also just have like nothing good in our graveyard. This is why we're not doing so hot this game. Have we drawn a red herald? 2 red heralds this game. That's brutal. It's just yellow Wartune Herald. Discard. I could Halo, but then I still have to discard, right? How am I Haloing to not eat this? I still have to discard to the Codex. Oh, I guess like it lets me block 7? Sure. Considerably different game from last time when Halo effectively won the game. I think it's combination of two things. I think Halo won the game. I also think we just literally haven't found our red heralds. Like we've drawn 3. It's turn 4. That's just not a great place to be. Don't want to block with footsteps here. They have 1 to 3 poppers left, and footsteps would blow up if we blocked here. Is this the snap? I'd be shocked if this wasn't the snap. How's the current record with the deck so far? Not so hot tonight, Narabedia. We are what? 2 and 2, about to be 2 and 3. Yeah, 2 and 2, about to be 2 and 3. He's just passing, so he's not bullseye bracering. That's interesting. We have no play. We're also double frailty. That's hilarious. All right, we'll just pass. We'll get ready to full block with our next hand. And send back this Wartune off of... Hey, I found a red... God, what a hand this would have been on, like, turn 1. Alright, so here's the dangerous snaps play. This feels like a figment of triumph turn if I've ever seen one. Because we're on the hook for snaps, bracers, death dealer this turn. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. Wish I could stop in resolution step and do that before I have to lock in my blocks. Hold on. Okay. So we're gonna try to get 3 value off of our figment here. Throw this rebirth in. Get triumph. This is now just for 3, which we can block cleanly and get blown out by the rain razors. I don't think the flip is worth it here. The stream's just trying to over though. Wow, discarding to your own codex. Interesting. So he's actually so spoiled for choice. We just have no other choices here. So this says go again. If it's another codex, I'll just laugh. But even though he hasn't used Death Dealer, if he wants to play another arrow from hand, it has to be 0 cost and he has to bracer. I think denying the reload is reasonably valuable here. It's the endless from before. Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's just gonna brace even if we do block this out, so we probably just want to be efficient and get 4 value out of our flip. But are we just dead anyways? 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not dead, we're at 1, so we're like basically dead. Well, you know what? This is still a break point. No, because we're double frailtied. Oh. Never mind, forget what I said about a break point. I thought Pierce Reality was just supposed to win us this game. It's been pretty brutal. By the time we started drawing red heralds, we just were too far behind. It's kind of what it feels like the game has come down to. We also got blown out by the pop twice, right? Which is noticeable. His hand's not bad, but if he goes any taller, we just don't have a turn. Seven is a manageable number. The issue is we can't manage it for many turns. Protection, because we're at 1. Also protection, because we're at 1. Okay, he either needs to find... He either needs a bunch of buffs in hand, or to find Dominate on the top, and a bunch of buffs in hand. We might just be dead. Almost certainly we are just dead. Revealed a buff on top. That's not an arrow. It is noticeably not an arrow. Also, if he wants to buff this bolt and shot, he'll have to break the chain. So we're gonna get value out of these footsteps twice this turn. We are now, there's the buff. We are now officially low enough, by the way, where I'm okay with throwing our footsteps away. Well, right, it's dominated. So in that case, we have 4, 5, 6 here, and that lets us still keep a play on our turn. Except for when we get blown out by the codex on this follow-up. I don't need to pay for footsteps this time. We're live until this codex. No, he's got the Death Dealer. Okay. That will... Oh, that'll definitely do it. GG. How are we doing on time? Been going for 2 hours. I mean, I can't end on a sour note like that. Levi, thank you very much for the games. I think I'm going to try to get one more game in, at least, versus a hero that's not Azalea. But that was pretty cool to see that back and forth. That also was 2 very different games, which I think is pretty interesting. Thanks, though. He's just asking, do we want to keep playing or do different matchups for the stream's sake? Yeah, so those were just very dynamic. I think in the first game, the Halo was kind of a blowout. And then in the second game, we were on the opposite end of the spectrum, right? Just our red breakpoint attacks in those herald-based matchups are just like literally the best thing we can be doing. Hello, Bravo. I believe we play Iris into Bravos. So when we don't draw them, it's just like, what are we doing as a deck? Not a lot, really. Like this, yeah. Take out the just okay cards. There's an argument to leave Figment of Erudition in. The first game Halo Blowout was just me forgetting Figment of Triumph was a card. Yeah, it do be a card. It's a pretty good card. Your poppers were also very good in game 2. We're going to submit this. And I remembered the correct equipment. Alright. No Arcane Barrier. That is pretty noticeable. So our Merciful Retributions are just online all game. IDK, if it would have made the difference, the other passing put in a ton of work in game 1. You're not kidding. Significantly more work than the Pierce Reality put in. Oh my god, we get to filter too? Hold on. I actually want to block like this. Because I would like a aura, please. Also note that you're running a low power count for Azalea. Most Azaleas are playing 5 to 7 now. Are they really? That seems like a lot. Ooh-wee. Prioritizing getting passing down might be worth. That is pretty good to know. Look at that, chat. You came for Prism. You're also getting Azalea expert advice. We're just doing the thing over here, though. We've playing a double aura hand. We've got an even better double aura hand here. They're passing the turn. Yeah, okay. I assumed they didn't want to pass without taking any actions. Depending on how this Bravo attacks this turn, though. Yeah, so it's Zealous at us, Hammer at Merciful, probably. Excuse me. I think there's a world where I don't want to actually play this Genesis this turn. I want to block with one card, swing with my Iris, and then play Shimmers and Arsenal the Genesis. Our Tunica isn't up yet, and Shimmers will keep this Bravo off of our back for one more turn in terms of like giving them a carrot on the stick to chase with Spectra to kill. Deck looked good, Levi. Yeah, Levi knows how to build an Azalea deck. He just got second place at the 10K at the Realm events. I assume on that deck. He kind of knows what he's doing. I, on the other hand, was playing essentially the same list and went 3 and 5. So it definitely is like the master's secret touch, right? Herald Plan was super scary, though. Most Prisms have presented Iris, and you haven't dropped a game to that. Yeah, so I made that mistake as well at the start of the stream, actually, is I presented Iris into an Azalea, and it was not a close game. I don't know if you were around for that. Oh, you know what card I really missed in that matchup, actually, was Phantasmaclasm. Kind of underwhelmed with Red Tenacity so far tonight. I just haven't resolved it once and haven't felt like it was useful because 7 breakpoints are so much better. Vindication! You were right, Alex. You were right. Do you play Down and Dirty versus Prism? That card would be scary. Yeah, you really don't have to care about my board. I just trying to die, huh? Play this Shimmers. Compel them to attack with it. Arsenal Genesis. Interesting. Well, this looks like a double aura hand to me. Also, getting down Genesis... Oh. They're thinking about not attacking Shimmers, maybe? Pierce Reality, really? That's just seems wrong. Alright, well, in our turn, we're going to drop double aura. Give them actual, factual, zero good choices about what they want to kill. And then now we get to do the... Oh, what a hand. Never mind, we might not be... Excuse me, we might not be playing our Genesis out of Arsenal this turn. Choosing Passing Mirage? What? That's just like the wrong choice. Kill the Genesis. Alright, well I know what I'm putting in Soul off my Genesis. Do we want double Genesis next turn? I don't think so. I think we're doing just fine. And we can save this one for a later turn cycle. Because like there's the opportunity here to pitch a blue to Tunic, play our second Genesis. Which, what a sentence. Don't really think it's necessary. Play 3 auras this turn. I'm thinking about it. There is no good option, correct. Those were 3 high priority targets on the board. We get to do this. We draw into another blue. We are so good at this game. Honestly, I think we're at a point where I'm going to start loading up the Spectral Shield. If they attack face, we're just happy. Yeah. Alright, check this out, chat. Tunic, Mage Master Boots, Shimmers with Go again, Spectral Shield with 2 power counters. And this is why we play the Iris board. It just makes matchups like this an actual joke. This does make me really excited for like the future of this deck though, because I think we have such a solid game plan into matchups like this, that if we can really refine that core 60, what's this deck afraid of at that point? We might be playing with fire here though. If our aura board gets too good, we're kind of start incentivizing Bravo to just attack face. And we don't have a ton of special shields, so there's a world where we just die. Dromai? Dromai is what we're afraid of. Thank you for giving me a wake-up call, Wabam. You're right. Dromai is still our worst enemy, and our deepest, darkest nightmare made incarnate. What is the target of that Nothos, and does it matter? Genesis is a good choice. But we have another one. How are we still lower on life? That's actually insane. Oh, 1 card, 8 go again. Absurd. You know, it's kind of a good lesson to learn, because I feel really smug and clever right now. I'm like, oh, I'm doing all of the aura things. And then I think back to that Prism mirror we played earlier today, where it was like, oh, my opponent's doing the aura things, it sucks. So I've got to remember that, like, this is really not a fun experience for the Bravo. We already have 2 cards in Soul. I can develop this passing. I'm also trying tempted to just like go crack Halo and get protection and swing with it and trigger the soul effect, because now that this spectral shield has so many attack counters on it, I really want to protect that at all costs. And it's not like we're hurting for Spectra on the board, so I kind of think that's the play. We'll pitch reverse, we'll ensoul this red protection. We'll get this protection, flip it. Unfortunately, we did not draw a red or yellow. So we don't get the last swing, we're resource short. If Rake was a one of, would it still be broken in the matchup? In this matchup? I believe so. I just think we can't compete with Dromai's dragon development compared to, I shouldn't have put that red so high in my stat. Here's where I might play. Genesis as an instant. Obviously we want to see what this Bravo does, but this hand really doesn't do a lot. There's a correct choice here, and it's Aegis. But we'll see if this Bravo sees the line. If they don't kill Aegis, then I get to make 2 more shields. Yeah, they see it. That's fine. So our turn is just double swing, drop this Pierce. We have a 10 go again weapon. Shimmers is a broken card. Broken is the word we're going to go with. I like how we're somehow still lower life than our opponent, which blows my mind. Just went to your LGS and got the remaining Prism cards for your partner. Now time to somehow teach her without pulling your hair out. Good luck. Good luck. There's kind of like several hours of content where you can watch someone okay at the deck play. Maybe that'll help you out, but definitely is a deck with a steep learning curve. But that's what makes it so rewarding. You get to feel really smart when you play this deck, which, you know, I have silly wizard brain, and so that's just like the dream. Do I want to develop this Pierce, or do I want to swing with it? I have 3 Spectra and a ton of Spectral Shields out already. I think we're just killing our opponent. I still have this Genesis. Yeah, I mean, game's over. Okay. One more chat. Have I considered Art of War? Sorry, I got asked that question earlier and I didn't really respond to it yet. It's the most fun deck you can play right now. I agree with that, Alex. Art of War on paper does everything the deck wants, right? Pitch a blue, pay 1 to Art of War, choose Go again, and banish Draw 2. Or, you know, if you do off Tunic, it's even better. But if you pitch a blue, you still have 2 resources floating for your Herald, right? Sub 40 health heroes are the way. Yeah, absolutely. You get to do the fun stuff when you don't start with 40 health. My issue with Art of War is the deck is An Art of War also has another upside, which is that it's yellow, right? So it pays to just throw a herald out there. My issue with Art of War is it's another no block in a deck that is already playing like 5-ish, 6-ish no blocks. That's a lot. Where am I standing on Rapture in this deck? You've been liking it, but it's a bit cute. I think there's some matchups where Rapture is extremely good, Zachary. Azalea jumps to mind. I think if I want to fit Rapture in this deck, I have to move one of these Spectra back to my main board, which, like, it's not the end of the world to just, like, play a Haze Bending over the 6th Figment. Speaking of, I'm off the 6th Figment. I haven't enjoyed War nearly enough. Won the die roll. Uzuri, Switchblade. I would like to go first and play Iris, please. Uzuri struggles with... Uzuri is kind of like what I wanted to do in the Azalea matchup earlier, right? She struggles with Drow again. Her last attack is her big attack. But she can't kill me in 3 turns, unless she gets lucky. Iris Prism versus Bravo is such a stilted matchup. I don't get how they've incentivized Prism to not take Iris for future Prism cards. That is a real problem, Trillion, and I'm not sure how they fix it. I think that some of that... Oh, I should probably cut cards. I think that there's a couple of instances in this game where that's kind of true. I'm concerned going in the future about how they disincentivize Wizard from not just always being bully. Because if you're not Kano and you don't need to get lucky off the top, actually, what's the point? Am I forgetting to cut something? No, this is just a 60. Okay. What a start. This is why we go first. Is leaving in Figment of Judgment not good enough? What does Figment of Judgment do in this matchup for us? Gamer moment, yeah. I mean, sometimes you just get lucky. Yeah, so they banish their card face down, so we can't flip a face down card face down. E-Strike go again. Do I even care? I don't think so. Can I use all the cards in my hand is the next question. I also don't think so. So I think it's still just worth blocking 3 here. Saving some life. They're going to kill an aura here. If they don't, I'm just winning anyways. Yeah. And so now we get to double swing and play Pierce on our turn. I guess I'm putting the counter on this Spectral Shield. Not really any good choices here. Like, the Spectral Shield's just going to die to a dagger. But I don't want to incentivize him to attack Shimmers of Silver. Yeah, alright, we'll do this. There's always a chance they have a resource light hand. And just like that, we are caught up on life and ahead on board. They got the star for us. That's pretty nice. For them. We're just not going to be able to keep this Spectral Shield alive, so I'm not worried about keeping it around. Do you feel like, in theory, is there any to sack her turn to keep clear auras? Yeah, that's kind of the logic behind playing Iris here. Oh. They didn't have a higher life. Uzuri, you don't have higher life. Are you sure you want to play that star for a star? Yeah, I think we both realized. So the question is, am I giving a card here to protect my spectral shield? I don't think I am, because there's many, many worlds where they just have the next dagger, and I'm not blocking 2 daggers and having a real turn. Damn, didn't even notice either. It happens. Star for Star is one of those cards where it's really easy to just look at it, especially when you have Iceland or Brain Rot, and just say, like, this card just has go again, because of course it does. Targeting me with the flick knives, that's interesting. Sure. And then kill Shimmers, yeah. So we have kind of some branching options here on this turn. We can crack Mage Master Boots, drop the Haze Bending, and Wartune Herald, but we don't have any Phantasm Protection, we haven't seen any poppers from Uzuri, and Uzuri plays a lot of poppers. So I'm inclined to believe that she does have a popper laying around in her hand. So then our options become swing Wartune Herald into the popper, or just play the Haze Bending, arsenal the Wartune Herald. Blocking with black text. They want to go wide on their turn. Well, now I'm incentivized to play the Wartune Herald because they're giving up their easy blocking equipment. And if they want to use black text next turn and we take a popper away from that, that's a pretty good thing for us to do. Don't hate Arsenal Haze, wait for the second Haze. That is also a great idea. I'm always nervous about arsenaling power cards versus Uzuri because Leave No Witnesses is a really annoying card. I guess we have the Halo Bailout though. Yeah, we have the Halo Bailout. This is fine. Sure. We anticipated the pop. We actually ate a CNC, so it's kind of okay. And this just looks like a fine hand too. Tunic Mage Master Boot. Because Pierce passing Haze is a disgusting combo. Sure, target me. Not super sure I'm interested in blocking anyways. Isolate. What's the worst case scenario? They call Shakedown. They shake down, they call blue, they take our passing mirage. So let me move the combat chain up. So we have Tunic, play this, swing, swing, play this. We actually just have a card lying around in this hand that we're not going to use. So only blocking 2 here. Yeah, but I mean, what else is this hand doing? I'm curious to see what their surgical is quite good. Surgical is quite good, except we don't have to be hit by this. Could take Aegis that plays around flick knives. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Sure. Flick. Eat my shield. What did you flip? Which did you flip? Spider's Bite? Okay. It's a shame we didn't draw into another blue. Normally wouldn't there be a trigger where they can flick before the spectral comes out? Yes, Levi, but Aegis doesn't exist yet either. And so the flick then is just dealing one to me and isn't accomplishing anything in terms of popping the ward in a meaningful way that makes the surgical extraction go through. That soul shield fear. I wish I had a soul shield. That would have been really good. But this looks like a perfectly fine Mage Master Boots double aura hand, Arsenal a Herald of Protection, with a Passive Mirage on the field. Oh, hold on. I have to actually crack Mage Master Boots. Or am I missing a line on the flick knives? Hey, we got the whole panorama. Really? Doesn't it come to play and then the trigger is when this enters the arena? Yeah, no, it does. But we were going to have to flip no matter what. Yeah, the figment doesn't have ward. There we go. That's the disconnect here. All good, Levi. It's a very complicated deck. Yeah, we were flipping in order to stop the damage. And so the flick knives there was still valuable. Showing a leave no witness on top. You are not dumb, and you are quite valuable, Backseat Chatter. Backseat Chatter is what pointed out the Halo line that I completely missed in our earlier Azalea game, and was probably the game. Do I want to block here at all? Probably not. Probably not. I want to save this soul shield in case they have a real attack. Targeting me? Sure, what do you got? Do you want to flick your other weapon? No. Okay. Oh, it's another Ravenous Raffle. That's funny. I still feel pretty good about that soul shield. Leave no witness at us? Uzuri, I have bad news. My arsenal is not good. Like, it's fine, but it's not good. The forbidden rabble for 5. I just like don't care about this, right? I mean, I can give Tunic and Chimera, but I also can just take 4, send 8. And I have a bunch of 4-cost auras in my deck. Like, we weren't thrilled to arsenal this anyways. It's fine. It's actually pretty good with Passive Mirage out. But I think we're going to be okay. What, was that a bad play, Joshua? Oh, celebrity spotted in chat with Levi. I do hear he is quite the popular player. So we've got 3 Spectra on the board. I'm pretty happy at this point, and importantly, this Uzuri is down 1 dagger. I'm pretty happy at this point to just trying to buckle in and play the grindy game. Because all of our blues are 0 for 4 go agains unless they start killing them. And unless they kill this Passing Mirage, all of our heralds are very, very real threats now. Hands straight. It does the thing. God, where did the time go? I've already been going for 2.5 hours. Hurl at me. I don't think I care about this. Vanilla 3 damage. They're doing a good job at finding their extenders though. This is a pretty red line Uzuri, actually. The only blues we've really seen are shreds and surgicals, so we should expect aggression for pretty much the entire game. Why did I attack for 4 over Pierce there? We already have 3 auras on the board. Is this nerve at me, or... We already have 3 auras on the board, so like... We can never swing more than 4 auras in a turn. The difference between 3 versus 4 is usually not that much, because we want to swing, play an aura anyways. They're just killing passing. That's a good choice. And so I was concerned about actually getting value out of Pierce Reality, which is kind of what's happening here anyways. Which of these 2 are we committing to the board this turn? I think it's Shimmers. We're going to Arsenal the Sink Below. Because the Shimmers gives them something they need to kill over the Haze Bending. If we double Haze Bending, there's a world where this Uzuri just gives up on Spectra and tries to race us down. And I think there's a world where this Uzuri gets there. So I'd like to keep kind of like dangling the carrot on the stick in front of them, saying like, hey, here's some auras you really want to kill. That's my logic, at least, in why I'm going to choose the Shimmers here over this Haze. And of course, our opponent still has their Nerve Scalpel, but they've shown us that they're pitch light, and so I'm kind of okay arsenaling the Sink Below and just saying, this is a 3 block card. It, at the very least, plays around Leave No Witness and Codex of Frailty. Yeah, once we have a Haze Bending out, we like actively want to play auras that our opponent is incentivized to kill, right? Because it just means a free supply of spectral shields as they're taking action points to destroy these spectra. I'm fine on this sink. Definitely feels bad pitching the Haze Bending. Like, if this was a blue, in a heartbeat, I would be pitching this, playing Shimmers, arsenaling Haze Bending, right? But gotta work with the draws that you have. Pierce is so good, but also weirdly low priority. That is exactly it, Trillion. That's a great way of putting it. It's Pierce and Parable of Humility are like the same in their respective cycles of blue versus yellow. Like, they're the worst in the cycle until they're very, very good in the right situation, and then they're just like obscene cards. Let's drop the Shimmers and be pretty comfortable having a Sink Below to back us up. I am happy we just arsenal to Sink Below because I don't like anything about this hand. Well, I mean, that's not true. Like, hand's fine, but they definitely have been sandbagging their poppers. I'm pretty sure they've been keeping a card in hand across turn cycles. So I'm pretty happy to just throw this. Passing Mirage is kind of similar, but that's more matchup dependent. Yeah, I mean, The matchup's passing is good, and it's always very good. But I'm not really interested in throwing that red herald because our opponent is so likely to have a popper in hand. So I'd rather just block with it. The worst case scenario, if I don't use my sync this turn, is these two cards become an aura swain, which is perfectly acceptable. They're scalpeling at me. I'm fine to let the Spectral Shield eat this. Surprised to see people fall off of passing rounds lately. Yeah, okay, they've got a shake down here. What? The only attack reaction they can have is a flick, right? I don't know what there is outside of flick. Like, they could pummel, question mark? Which, if they have the pummel, they have the pummel? What's your trick here? Or it's just a bad hand. That's also a possibility. Shred in Arsenal? Shred in Arsenal, shred. Yeah, okay. Can you tell I don't play against Uzuri enough? Look at that, I'm learning matchups better on stream live with y'all. This is the best. I get to practice, and I get to hang out with my friends. They're thinking real hard about this shred. Uzuri isn't programmed to work without the stealth in Talishar, I think. What does that mean? I could just activate Uzuri. But here I can't. Once per turn attack reaction, banish a card from your hand face down as the cost. Turn the banished card banished this way face up. If it's attached to a card with cost 2 or less, put target attacking card with stealth from the active chain link. I'm not sure that's how that works, because you have to declare... Yeah, so they do have the shreds. Wait, we are friends, didn't know that, lol. I don't think it actually works. Yeah, of course we're friends, Joshua. Alright, so anyways, they have the shred. We're in trouble, question mark? Yeah, I think we got there. You do need the card on the chain because this has a clause saying target card with stealth, which you have to declare legal targets. It's not up to 1, it is exactly 1. I still want to sync this away, question mark? I want to sync my figment away, I mean. Alright, well, we always have a play. That's pretty funny. They called 3, they get to choose one of the 2 same cards. We're going to throw Pierce Reality at them for 5. We're just doing the aura thing. Feeling pretty good about our posturing in this matchup. What does it take for us to lose this game at this point? Like, catching us without an arsenal on a really good codex, that could do it. We coincidentally don't have an arsenal right now, so I probably shouldn't have sunk for no reason last turn, now that I think about it. Just because codex installation is so valuable. If I hadn't sunk last turn, I would have had that yellow figment of Ravages in hand, and I would have just ticked off Tunic and pitched the figment to swing for 5 all the same. Probably is the safer line, considering it helps us play around codex. I'm sure that we won't be punished in any way, though. We don't have any D-reacts, so I really don't care about this one. I summoned it into existence. I did this to myself, chat. Well, the funny part is we just turned Warden Herald into Warden Herald. They have no trips, right? They can flick, but it won't do anything. Yeah, they have no trips. Naming the card manifests the card. Indeed it does. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. We definitely got punished. But we also just get to, like, Tunic, swing this Pierce for 6, which is an absurd sentence. 5, sorry. Frailty. My weapons have -1 power. Oh no. Only a 0 for 5 go again? And now we're insulated from codex. Definitely was a misplay though. I should have kept the sync there. Surprised they didn't grab Leave No Witness to at least threaten the card. Like, this was just vanilla damage. Surgical also would have been an on-hit at least. I mean, I guess we ended up blocking it, but 0 for 5. It's kind of a 0 for 5, yeah. That's an interesting way to look at it. I guess I should rephrase. It's a 1 card 5. That's not suspicious at all. Is there literally anything you can do that I care about here, though? Like, the worst case scenario is this is a rabble flip-in. Death Touch, name Frailty? Okay. Because I'm just going to take most of their hand next turn, if not their entire hand. Yeah, name Frailty. Definitely no point in playing this haze bending at this point. We're well past the development stage of our board, and we just care about presenting damage to our opponent. We want to be the person to make them forced to block first. If that ever happens, we have a board state, we just win. Because having permanents on the field means that we'll never draw a brick hand. Now, notably, these are for 3 because of the Frailty, which is pretty hilarious, but they're still going to be compelled to block with at least 2 cards from hand. And if one of them isn't a popper, they're going to need to give us 3. Okay. Well, they know what's in our arsenal, so they know that what the follow-up to this is. That probably informs their blocks a little bit. We'll see. So here they have to start giving us cards. Do they have the popper is the question? Because if they don't, Pierce Reality means that they don't get a turn for the rest of the game. They're relatively likely to. It's pretty hilarious that this is for 8 power after the frailty. They do have the popper. Okay. That's fine. This is a surprisingly annoying nerf scalpel. Oh, they're killing Pierce. Alright, we'll leave one. At this point, I'm pretty happy throwing haze bending. The counter on haze bending, I mean. I just like, I want 3 auras on the board, and if they kill haze bending, I still have an aura on the board. Shimmers, we still want to disincentivize them to attack because it's just accrued how much value at this point in this game. Some 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like a 1 card 9 to 11. We can't swing again and play this War Tune. What we can do is send this Triumph, because Uzuri just doesn't play 7 powers. And this should be game. It'll take their last 2 cards in their Tunic, wear us on this War Tune. On our turn, we swing, 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 Tunic, War Tune. Yeah. Oh, they have a 2 block, so we get all of their armor. So the only way we don't win on the spot is if we draw 4 reds next turn. I think we're going to be okay. Do you have an opinion on Tome of Fjendel with Mage Master Boots? Like playing Tome into the aggro matchups? Or what? Because in this Iris matchups, I just absolutely want to be spending Mage Master Boots on playing an Aura. Oh, are they gonna live through this turn? Wait. We have a smarter thing to do here. Tell me Fjendel and Iris matchups. I think that having the double aura turn off of 2 blues is too important. Yeah, I just literally always want to be giving like a haze bend and go again with Mage Master Boots. It's so valuable into the decks that can't clear Spectres effectively. Whew. Well, that was not bad for a stream that I did not plan on doing when I woke up this morning. Let's zoom out a bit and think about how did those changes feel. Red Rebirth I was very happy with. This card, no. So this card is going to go away back into the maybe board. I won't edit this list because I'll want to keep a February list that's exactly what I played on stream today. But I'll branch off of this and make an updated version. Tenacity is going to be cut. Yeah, for sure, Trillion. This was too many figments. So sorry, Figment of War, you're probably going to get cut again. I'm really sad about it, but it is what it is. Soul Shield, yeah, it's fine. I'm happy with that staying in the list. So then the question is, what do these 3 cards become? I'm at 28 blues. Cut Heart too? Did Heart ever like actively hurt us in that game or in that set of games. I thought it was fine. I mean, like, it's very easy to diplomacy. We definitely are a deck that is very good at using diplomacy, because all of our cards are attack actions or instants. I guess it helps Azalea considerably. It's a choice for sure. I kind of interested in putting Plasm back in the list. I don't think I gave this card enough of a fair shake. I think it's quite good. So personally, I'm going to put this card back in. I am maybe as a 2 of. The 3 cost can be tricky with some hands. How do you make Azalea better? Diplomacy. That's what you do. Don't we need it? Don't we not need that much help with Azalea? I don't know. I think game 2 was a low roll, but I think you're trying to like, this deck is more prone to low rolling than most decks, so maybe you want the floor of diplomacy. I don't know. I think Heart isn't very good if you can't use the resources on your own turn reliably. Empyrean maybe. Empyrean, I actually, do I have this in the maybe board? I do. I wouldn't be sad playing this card. I think like Empyrean, the issue with adding another equipment is it means I have to play one of these Iris cards main deck. And it's not like the biggest disaster in the world to play a Merciful main deck, but it's not great. I would love to find space for Empyrean. I do think diplomacy is just like this safer way to insulate that matchup. Because it's also just a blue block 3, like, you're happy to have it in any deck, right? I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll get back to y'all on what the changes end up being. It's probably somewhere in between Empyrean, Diplomacy, and Phantasmaclasm. I didn't miss Barraging Metamorph at all today, so I think that experiment of, like, cut the cute Illusionist cards that were too Luminaris brain-rotted that we think they're good. I don't know. The ninjas really aren't popular in Talishar, which is kind of where I expect Tenacity and Plasm to both shine the best, so still not really getting a vibe on how the list is doing into them based on streams alone. Did Lucas share his list? I don't think he shared his exact list, but we were like 5 cards different. It was really quite similar. I don't know. I'll have to ask him if he has the exact list around anywhere. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there for a night. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out to me. Lucas's list is on Fabry. Perfect. Well, that'll be interesting to pull up and compare. I haven't seen his exact 80s, so that's actually a useful thing for me to do as well. Perfect. Well, I am going to call it a stream there, guys. Thank you all, everyone, for hanging out. Every list from the 20k and the 10k are on February. Wow, don't look at my Azalea list. It's just a bad version of Levi's. I didn't play Fate for Scene. He was smarter than me. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch y'all later. As I end the stream, as a reminder, I would like to shout out that I do have a humble Patreon. If you are interested in supporting the channel and the content I make, please take a look at it. It's linked in the video description. It's just a single $1 a month tier, and it gets you access to the on-hit effect card sleeves that you saw, as well as your name randomly appearing in credits like this, and also on the Starting Soon and Be Right Back screens. In particular, while I still am relatively small on my number of patrons, I would love to shout them all out individually, so very big thank yous to Sergey Bastrikov, Levi Rauch, Kevin Breyer, Joshua Levi, how do you say your last name, Joshua? Brandon McCoskey, Bluebird, Arden Nelson, and Andre Jorhue. I really appreciate it. I have an ongoing commitment to not paywall any of my content. It's always free. The meat and potatoes of my Flesh and Blood playing will never be paywalled in Patreon. So it's really just a way to support the channel if you like the content that I make. But mostly, I hope that you had a fun time hanging out tonight. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.